Welcome,
Hari Om.
I am here with a special guest. Her name is Lila Vati Devi, and we are here together. We're going to share special topics. She is a wonderful, beautiful, special divine soul.
Aw.
She is a wonderful yoga teacher, yoga therapist. She's amazing. I hope that my children can also go take classes with her because she's amazing with children, and our children need this light and this yoga in their life. It is so important to change the quality of their life, right? What do you think?
Yeah, they need it, because children have stresses also. Like everything is new for them, so they need time to process, to relax, to breathe, to become quiet and still, because it's a lot of stimulation from the outside.
And especially they're on their phone all the time, so it's important to lessen the distraction, not only for children. Yoga is also wonderful for adults. We need this in our life, so I am here to introduce her. And welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So today we're going to talk about a very special topic, and it's going to be very random. We're going to flow. It's about spirituality. It's about, life and how we can choose to live right now, to live the present moment so that we can be happy, so that we can live a joyful life, content life, and improve the quality of our life, because nowadays we need that. We need that, and we need to help ourselves so that we can also help others. Many people say, oh, I need to change my husband. Like, how can I change my husband? Or how can I change my family, And it's not about changing your family. It's about changing
Within.
You see?
Yeah. Because because when we are able to sit with ourselves and help ourselves be in the light, then other people also notice that and reflect that and vibrate and resonate with that, because they see that and they want that also. So it's a good example, and also it's like the butterfly effect, like the ripples in the lake, in the water.
Yeah. So the change starts with us, and that's so important. It's not about changing others, it's about changing ourselves. And us being the change for good, like improving our life, seeing and taking care of ourselves, like other people witnessing that you are dedicating to your self-care, loving yourself, that is where magic happens, because you are helping yourself, you're raising your vibration, you're raising your energy, and it starts expanding, and it is experienced within others, right?
Yeah, and then we experience that, and something from the outside can't affect us because we have the control over our own emotions, over our thoughts and how we feel. So yes, we might get upset, but then we can take time and process and not allow that to make us go down into sink down into depression and anxiety, because we can lift ourselves.
And what would you recommend, like maybe things that you would recommend to help yourself or uplift yourself, or where would you suggest someone to begin? And someone who has no notion of yoga or meditation or
Definitely
spiritual life.
Definitely they can go to a beginner's yoga class and just start to work with the joints and move through the body, releasing tension, because we carry so much tension in the body and in the mind also. And then as we do a yoga practice, then we start to release those things, and we can start to come into more silent space, more quiet space, to move beyond the thoughts and emotions and experience the peace within.
And many people, when they start a yoga class, right, they come in looking for a physical experience.
Stretching.
I'm a runner. I want to go yoga.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, what has been your experience? You know, I would love to hear, because it's beautiful. It's a blessing to receive different experiences.
Yeah, it's interesting because people come to yoga many times for stretching, and when they leave the class they feel so relaxed, they feel calm, they feel present, connected with themselves, and that is what keeps them to coming back, you know. And they realize, oh wow, like I didn't relax, I'm not relaxed, I'm tense in my body, I'm tense in my mind. And after the practice, just 1 hour, they feel different.
It's amazing. So when they come, they feel some shift in the first class. They come to another class and they feel a different shift, but they're not aware that it's going to help them mentally, emotionally, like psychologically or spiritually. Like they're just coming in physically to move the body, just like,
which is okay.
Like a workout, right?
Which is okay, because people don't know, you know. Many people don't know what is yoga. They think it's mostly stretching and like, you know, working with the muscles only, but the muscles in the body, like this is our temple, you know, so everything is connected. So when we release tensions in the body, we also release emotional tension, mental tension, and spiritual tension also, you know.
Yeah. And it's because we relax, or we learn how to relax, because we're just in a fast-paced society.
Yeah.
We're just running and we don't know where we're going sometimes.
And the mind is always going, so nobody takes the time, like everybody's distracted. They want to do this, they want to do that, you know, so that they don't sit with themselves, because it's hard.
It's hard.
You know?
And when they first begin to sit with themselves, what have you seen?
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes for some people it's really difficult to sit with themselves, but I think including the stretching and everything included, it's better because they start to release everything. So not just like sitting down in meditation to just start, you know, moving through the body, moving through the joints helps the mind relax and go into that space, rather than just trying to sit there one time and meditate, you know. And so that's why we practice yoga, because we have to move through the tensions of the body to prepare us for the meditation.
That's beautiful. And I would love to hear your experience.
My experience?
With yoga, when you began, because that's beautiful.
Well, I began when I was 17, and I actually didn't begin for the stretches. I began for the meditation.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I wanted to deepen my spiritual, like I wanted to learn something like to connect to God. And I was looking at Buddhism and like meditation through Buddhism, and my dad suggested I start yoga, and so I started yoga, and I was going private classes, meditation, and then I was also taking yoga classes, like the stretching. And I didn't like at first to practice the stretching because I was in the gym all the time, so it was new to me. I more wanted to do the meditation. But the more that I practiced the stretching, because it was really hard, I couldn't touch my toes or anything. So the more that I practiced, I realized the more comfortable I became. And you don't realize how much tension you're carrying. You know, I was like this all the time, like very introverted, very like quiet. And the more that I practice, the more I become open and like free and more happy, instead of like tense and withdrawn, like, so like, you know, I was very
like tense,
mentally, emotionally, physically, everything, like very tense.
Very interesting.
So it's helped me a lot, and it's like the reason I'm alive. I feel like yoga is the best. Like I just every day, it's most important for me, like to do my practice, whether that's chanting, whether that's breathing, whether that's stretching and connecting to myself on a deeper level. Like everything is yoga, you know. Just like being kind to people. It teaches you how to be kind to yourself so that you can be also kind to others.
And so from the practice of yoga, you did mention a little bit just now, but so from your practice of yoga, what have you seen that has been developed and expressed? Like, how has that helped your relationships? Like, how has that affected your life in general? Or how have you felt that it has affected your life throughout the course of your life?
Well, I think I was very serious, and now I'm like more playful, you know, and I think that's because I learned that not to take everything so seriously, not to take myself so seriously, you know, to enjoy every moment, to appreciate everything and not hold on, like let go and let things flow and allow the unfolding of your life. And you have the choice, you know, you have the choice how you want to live, how you want to feel. So if I decide I want to feel sad every day, then I'll feel sad every day. But yoga teaches you that you can actually rise above that. You can go within, you can like purify yourself so that you can always be in that state of peace, joy, happiness, and you can feel like a breath of fresh air like all of the time, you know, instead of like thinking too much about everything.
So when you started, you were looking for meditation.
Yeah, I wanted to connect with God on a deeper level. I wanted to connect.
And then when you were doing the physical postures, the asanas of yoga, did you not question, but did you ever think like, oh, like I'm stretching? You know?
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to stretch. Like in the beginning, you know what I mean? Like this is just stretching.
No, I never thought it was just stretching because the classes I took, they were like, the person I took, Karen, she learned from Swamiji. So her teaching was very much like spiritual and
into it.
Yeah, it was very much inspired by Swamiji. So from the beginning of my yoga practices, I was already understanding the deeper aspects of like the spiritual part of yoga. So I'm very grateful, you know?
So that's why, so that helped you also to enter deeper into the practice as well. Wonderful. I'm so happy.
And you? So you can share something?
Yes.
When did you start yoga?
I started yoga I was a college student. My first yoga class was in my university. And I laughed because I wasn't ready for it. And the lights were off, and there were little candles. A friend was the one.
In Miami?
Yeah, in my university here. And in Miami. And we got there like 5-10 minutes late because we had gotten, so the class had already started. And they had candles and everything was so nice and dark, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, we started giggling a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
It's embarrassing, you know, you think about it now, but we were like super young.
Yeah, the teacher was okay?
The teacher's like, okay, let us be mindful, you know? So, and then tree pose, we were like going side to side.
Falling?
Because of our balance, you know?
It's hard.
And we were giggling, and but then so that was my first session, and then I was looking as I traveled overseas to Japan as an exchange student. I came back looking and searching for a guide, a spiritual teacher to guide my life spiritually, to guide my life. And emotional. And I prayed for my teacher.
You're gonna make me cry too.
Sorry. And I prayed and I found my teacher. And then I was just coming to serve. And then and then from there Swamiji said, why not practice yoga? And I was so happy, just like cleaning the ashram and doing seva and karma yoga. And it was so beautiful, you know. So we are blessed. I am blessed, and then from there, you know. But you have to be ready.
And
definitely.
then you did Ayurveda.
And then I did Ayurveda. And then Ayurveda, beautiful, you know, the shifts I've seen. And from doing yoga myself as well, like your experiences, I love to hear it, because it is, you know, you can understand at the same level, you know, and how it's served my life. And this emotion is talking about, you know, how I've developed my practice, and it's been a blessing. That's why I cry.
You're making me cry also.
Yeah, it's a blessing, and I also wouldn't know where I would be without it, just like Lila Vati Devi mentioned. And my greatest prayer is just that you give it a try, you know. And we're not here to preach or teach you anything. We're here to inspire you, to motivate you to think a little bit more beyond what you think life is.
The physical.
Yeah, because life is so precious, and my greatest wish is that you live your life joyfully, contently, because life is short. It truly is, you know, and it goes by very quickly. So, like she was mentioning, Lila Vati Devi was mentioning that I can't be sad all the time, you know. And some people do live in that space, you know, for different reasons. And they feel hopeless and helpless, but the truth is that there is so much more out there. And if you do feel like this, then I would definitely suggest you to find a place of beautiful, like-minded people, spiritually minded people that will help also support and inspire you in your spiritual path, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's a beautiful blessing. It's important. Yoga teaches you to live in the moment, to live according to the season, to live your life according to different circumstances, how to become more flexible, especially.
Yeah, and not let the outside, because the world is crazy, you know, there's so many things happening. And if we let everything affect us, all the stimulation, then we will never be happy. But if we go within and we connect to that source, we connect to God, we connect to who we truly are beyond the thoughts and emotions, in that balance, equanimous state, that still space, then we can like live from that space on a deep level, from the unconscious, subconscious mind, you know, start to clear all those things. And so that we can actually experience life the best that we can experience life. And we deserve to live like that, you know. We deserve to be happy, we deserve to be peaceful, we deserve to be having good relationships. And not every relationship is perfect. Like Swamiji says, not everybody will make you happy, and you can't make everybody happy. So it's like learning to detach and find happiness within, so that you can just share that with everybody, and then you'll be happy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Because if we expect other people to make us happy, then we'll never be happy.
You will be miserable.
Yeah,
right?
forever. till we're done.
And then we'll continue searching for that perfect person to make us happy.
And we'll never find it. Yeah.
And So the last thing I wanted to ask you and mention, and you can talk freely about this, is someone asked me, Yamuna, like she's just recently started in her spiritual path, and she says to me, like, I feel like I move 5 steps forward and 3 steps back. Like she goes forward and then she goes back,
Mm-hmm. But then she's still 2 steps ahead from where she began.
And then
No?
sometimes, and then sometimes she goes 5 steps forward and 7 steps back,
Yeah,
It
it
just-
happens.
So what do you think about that?
Well, we have to be present within ourselves. We have to think. We have to contemplate how we can, what are we doing? What's the process? But also we have to be like in the moment, and we just have to be grateful and not worry too much.
Yeah.
Because if we're always worrying, then we will take ourselves back. But if we're like present and we're like taking care of our health, we're taking care of our well-being, doing the best that you can, because we can't do nothing. We have to put in the work, But if we're doing the best that we can, and then sometimes we go forward, sometimes we go back, but most importantly, we're taking care of our health and well-being, And so then everything eventually will work out in the divine time.
Mm-hmm. And it's part of the process, like you said, right?
Yeah. Like the butterfly, in the cocoon, like it has to like do a lot of work to come out. Like it's not going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
We have to put in the work.
We have to put in the work. And even if we go back, we have to continue going forward,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah, just like in yoga, like when we're thinking about like the harder postures, like the more challenging poses, it takes a really long time, You have to be patient with yourself. Like it might take many years. Maybe you'll never get the pose that you're working for, but most importantly is about the journey,
Mm-hmm.
about the time you're taking with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
in that space. More important than the pose and the end result. The journey is the most important, because we can never know what's going to happen in the future. Like things happen all the time. Like I didn't know I was going to move to California. That just happened, and I had to adjust and adapt, and accordingly, that was
Yeah.
not my plan,
No, you just flow
Yeah.
with
So
what-
things
what-
happen.
And then the next step, we're just flowing.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't know. I'm just doing the best that I can.
Maybe you come to Miami.
Maybe that'd be cool.
So I am so happy to have you here with me today.
Thank you for
so
having me.
much. Thank you so
Oh.
much for being here. Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your love.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you for sharing. There will be more, so stay tuned. But I'm really happy that she's here, that we are able to share this beautiful experience of ours as well. And we pray for you to also take the steps to take care of yourselves, right? You can reach out to her as well. She's doing wonderful work online, teaching yoga online as well. I highly recommend you try. Just try. Don't read books. Let it go. Try it. Do it for yourself. And slowly but surely, you will feel a difference, and the magic will flow in your life, and you will receive even more blessings than what you are looking for. So thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Lots of love and blessings, and thank you for being here as well. Hari Om.
Thank you.
Thank
Hari Om.
Hari Om.